Today, let's talk about Abeka Language Arts. Hi, I'm Jennifer. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your time. On our channel, we talk about all things homeschool, fourth grade, and just enjoying this ride. Today, I want to talk about language arts, specifically Abeka Language Arts. We started out with Abeka. My daughter had gone to a private school. She was used to Abeka, and so we were just going to continue. Well, that didn't really work out, but we did stick with Abeka Grammar. And today I want to walk through, why we did that, how we utilize it, how we make it work, and then what we do for some of the other language arts components. So first of all, I need to let you know that I used Abeka when I was in school. So no, but I did use Abeka, and it was hard. I will say it was hard when I started. I had started out in public school, and then in seventh grade, I switched to a private school, which utilized Abeka. And that was quite the culture shock at that time, going from public school to Abeka. And then I switched back to public school later, and then I went to college. But all of that is to say, what I learned from Abeka, in specifically the grammar portion of it, has served me well throughout. It served me well when I switched back to public school. It served me well when I went to college. I went to a liberal arts college where, there's so much writing in liberal arts college. And so what I had learned from Abeka way back in middle school helped me in that. And then obviously when I was able to get a job and get a career, that some of the things that I learned in Abeka Language Arts and Abeka Grammar, I still think about. I still think about some of the rules. I still think about some of the things that I learned there whenever I have to do writing and some different presentations and things. So when we were looking for my daughter's fourth grade curriculum, I didn't want to switch from Abeka because when I noticed, she had worked through Abeka from her pre-K, and it was a lot of the same material and a lot of the same way of teaching and a lot of the same information that I had learned when I was going to school. And she liked it. She understood it. She knew what she was doing. And so since I was very confident in the subject matter and she appreciated it and enjoyed it and liked it, why would I switch, right? So we stuck with Abeka for their grammar, for this book, Abeka Grammar. Now she's almost finished with this fourth grade book. But one of the things that I really like about it is the spiral within grammar. So she is continuously going back and having to do exercises on where does a comma go, on where's the punctuation, when do you underline versus when you put something in quotes. And so that is really good. I think that continual practice is very good. Now we do like pick and choose, right? I mean, she has not done every single problem in this book, but she has done quite a few of them. So I really like the grammar portion of this. Again, it has more of a spiral where she's touching on things again and again. The problem that we kind of ran into is she got bored with it. She quit reading the directions because she thought, oh, if I see if I see a problem like this, I'm used to it. I know what it is. And so we had to deal a little bit with relearning to read the directions. But what I did was then, to keep her from being bored, is I went on Teachers Pay Teachers, and we got this interactive grammar notebook, which I will link up above the video that I did on Teachers Pay Teachers, which I didn't go through this entirely, but I did talk about it some and where I got it. But the interactive notebook has helped a lot because it's just a little add-on to what we do, and it keeps her from getting bored. So she does, so this is subject and verb agreement that she did, and then she had to, let's see, what else did she do? proper nouns, common nouns, just all about nouns, and then pronouns, etc. So this was a great addition just for pure grammar. Now, within Abeka, within their English language arts, they include more than just the grammar. And those things, those other parts of it, we did move away from Abeka. Oh, not everything though. Not everything though. Let's talk about reading comprehension. These read and think skill sheets are awesome. I like them a lot. What they do is there's one page that you read, and then on the back of that page is questions. Up at the top, it gives you a time for it. One of the things that's really hard is to know where the answer key is, but the answer key is another page that's in this little packet. But these read and think reading comprehensions, I really like. I like them a lot. I did add other reading comprehensions when she goes to test. I wanted to make sure that she wasn't so used to the Abeka that she was having issues with other formats within reading comprehension. The other thing that I keep telling her all the time whenever she asks me about reading comprehension is I tell her life is reading comprehension. I mean, you have to read things, understand them, digest them, and know what they're meaning. And so reading comprehension is something that we do quite a bit in our homeschool, for the simple fact that she needs to truly learn how to process the information that she reads. Speaking of reading, how about the series of readers that goes with Abeka? And these were her readers that she was supposed to have. She read Song of the Brook. And she read it, she wrote the book report on it, and it just wasn't, she didn't like it. She didn't like it. And so I gave her the option of continuing to read these, or if she wanted to read other books, and she chose other books. And when she chose those other books, we had a learning curve with our book reports, and so we were so very thankful to find The Waldock Way, which they saved our book reports, and I will link that video up here as well. Because it was just one of those things that we needed help, and I was so thankful to find them. So we have abandoned the books from Abeka for book reports, and we have gone on our own. We do a lot of the who was for book reports. Now, we also didn't do spelling. We started with the Abeka spelling, and we went a few weeks into it, and it was straight memorization of words, and she would memorize them long enough for the test. But then I discovered that later, even a week later, when she had to write that same word, she didn't know how to spell it. And so I wanted her to get more of a grasp of how to think about spelling things rather than just memorizing the words. So we switched to Spelling UC. I almost finished with the first book in the Spelling UCE, and it has worked out really well for us. Then we also, so when I sold our spelling book from Abeka, I didn't really have the forethought to think, oh no, I'm selling my vocabulary and poetry as well. So we had to think of what we were going to do for vocabulary and poetry. What we ended up doing is what we call wild words. And so what we do is a few times throughout the week, she will get a new word. She has to pick them out of a little cup. She has to write down the word, tell us what part of speech, definition, and then use a sentence for it. We have these nice the dictionary and the thesaurus that she uses. So it's really good because she is the one who has to look it up. So she has to look up the definition. And so I'm actually really happy that it turned out this way. As far as the words that she is choosing from, if you go on the internet, I Googled vocabulary words a fourth grader should know. So that's how we came up with the words that we put into the little cup that she pulls out from. The second thing is poetry. I did have quite a hard time in incorporating poetry into our English language arts until I found two resources. The first one is Evan-Moor's Read and Understand Poetry. This has been a great book. This is an ebook, so I just have the front page printed out, but this has been a great addition. And then when I wanted to find a poetry book, I was having a hard time until I found the Random House Book of Poetry for Children. So this is a really good one on grade level for us. It's got quite a few, it's got some great poems in here. They're separated according to categories, and there are a total of 572 poems. So this one is going to be working all year. So, as I mentioned, we make the Abeka language arts curriculum work for us mostly by utilizing the Abeka Grammar book and then the read and think skill sheets, and then bringing in other pieces for the other portion of language arts. I am so happy that we ended up doing it this way. It has worked for us so well to be able to pick and choose the pieces that work the best for my daughter and for her learning styles and interests. I highly recommend the Abeka Grammar as well as those read and think skill sheets. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. As with all of the videos, please take what is relevant to you and discard the rest, because we all are individuals. We have individual children who are unique and valuable, and they all learn in a different way. So again, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.